what's up? Today it's me, you, and the whiteboard, and we're talking about something very, very important today. Credit repair is illegal in the state of Georgia. Now, because I'm fitting this in between my regular videos and my client files and my family, we are just going to be reading from my notes. I am going to be pulling some very important things up on the screen in post-production, and I hope that you enjoy it. So make sure to smash the like and subscribe if you have not done so, all right? So here's the deal. Sometimes I ask myself, what's the point of having all of this knowledge without sharing it, right? Especially knowledge that could save countless people time, money, and from being scammed, right? Because again, credit repair is illegal in Georgia. And to top it all off, I might not even get a like out of this video, right? But I know that there's nobody else out there that's talking about this, and I feel that it's my place, especially having to have said no to countless people, like 90 people just from starting in January, that I can't help them because of this, all right? So to help my community, to help the state of Georgia, that is why we're doing this video, all right? And of course, this is also to help anybody who aspires to do credit repair. Now you know, right? But if you don't know these specific things, then you're going to end up putting yourself in a bad position. I mean, just like the countless people from Georgia who I have to tell, no, I can't help you. No, it's even on my booking page. Do you live in the state of Georgia? If yes, unfortunately, I can't help you. And you know what? For all these people that I have to tell no, I always have to give a short explanation of why I can't help them. Well, you know what? I'm going to be coming out with a video that explains why I can't help you, blah, blah, blah. So today, this video is for you. For all of those people that I've had to say, no, I can't help, all right? Like I said, I'm fitting this in between my client files, my family, my regular content videos, and that's why it's just me and the whiteboard, and I have a lot of information that virtually an entire state needs to hear. So now, don't try to go and misconstrue my message like I'm talking mess about the people that live in Georgia or who are in charge of the laws, because that's not what I'm doing. It's a beautiful state and even more beautiful people, right? I mean, some of the conversations that I've had, even though I've had to say no, are the state of Georgia residents, right? So here's the dilemma. Georgia is simply trying to protect the residents from shady credit repair companies, right? Their words, not mine. I'm going to show you. And then you have the people who are trying to actually fix their credit and get mortgages and put their kids in better schools, and, you know, who are not trying to have the second or third lowest, credit scores, right? But I mean, they have to do that without stepping out of the rules of their state, and they don't know how to. So that's the purpose of this video. And after all this time, as you can see, like I said in my booking, if you go to my740.com, it literally asks you, do you live in the state of Georgia? This is long overdue. So now here's the thing. You probably have not heard about the Georgia experiment. And the first thing you should know, again, is that credit repair is illegal in the state of Georgia. Now, obviously, I want for you to do your own fact checking. I always want for you to do your own fact checking. Don't just take my word on anything, right? Now, here's the deal. The Georgia experiment was a way for the state to protect its residents from shady credit repair companies. And in the long run, it did much more harm than good, right? Because it limited access to legitimate, not, the people who want you to pay via Western Union and all of that, but legitimate credit repair companies that would actually help the people. And when I say people, I'm not talking about color. I'm talking about the blue collar workers that are underpaid and underappreciated, but still making it work for themselves, okay? So your only options are either to check it yourself or to use an attorney or nonprofit, okay? And I understand that it makes it almost impossible, because in a state where this is illegal, who wants to run a nonprofit? Because you actually have to fund it, right? And for the people who work hard and live on a budget, like blue collar people such as you and me, how can they afford an attorney? I mean, a legitimate attorney. I mean, we're not going to go there, okay? So with me being in this field and still receiving all these calls after all this time, I feel for the people that live in the state of Georgia, and I know how frustrating this is. You have no idea how many times I've had not only just to say, no, I can't help you. No, I'm sorry. No, it's illegal. No. But I've been Like, people have tried to bribe me. People have tried to do everything that they could possibly think of. Like, oh, well, I'll send my letters out. You write them, I'll send them out. You do this, I'll do that. I can't do it. It's even illegal for us to have a conversation about fixing your credit. Like, that's the part that you need to understand. And it's impossible. And I can't. And as you can see, it's completely out of my control. But what's in my control is me taking my time, my own time, to inform all the beautiful, hardworking people that live in the state of Georgia what they can and cannot do, right? And I gotta be honest with you, it's actually really annoying because my husband has heard me say, like I said, like 90 times just from January, no, I can't help you. Oh, you live in Georgia? No, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, baby, why don't you just make a video about it? Like, why don't you take the time to explain why you cannot help these people that need your help? Like, I'm like, oh, you know what? I definitely should do that, right? Okay. So the biggest thing is to inspire you to do your own credit, right? And actually have a direction and an action plan for you to not have to go to an attorney, not have to go to a company who pretends like they can help you because you live in Georgia, and to protect you from getting scammed, okay? And I want for you to share this with someone else that you know that might be in the same position as you, because, hey, like, hello, share this video, okay? So before I get into these laws, there's something else that I want for you to understand, okay? So yes, fixing credit can be super frustrating. It's frustrating about the time, having to wait and not getting responses from the bureaus and all that kind of stuff, especially if you live in the state of Georgia. But when you do it the right way and you use the information that you have reported by the bureaus and the creditors and the collectors like I do, it's not only possible but plausible, right? You just have to know what you're doing. I mean, obviously, no one's giving you the right information because everybody says that they're for the people, and yet there's no one else explaining this. I have yet to run into, except for 2 articles, I have yet to run into either anybody or any video or anything on social media where they're explaining this. So obviously, I had to take this upon myself, even though I'm not going to make any money out of this. But just because I'm not going to make any money out of this doesn't mean that I can't give you this information that you so need to protect yourself, right? You need to know how to fix your credit. You need to know where you can go. You need to know the direction. And here I am explaining this. And you know what? If I'm the one that has to do it, that's okay. You know, they say that doing the right thing is doing it when no one's looking. And, you know, so just because this means that you can't be my client doesn't mean that I can't explain this to you. All right. So, all right, let's get into this. And like I said, when I edit this, I'm going to bring up on the screen the things that I'm explaining. And you can also find the resources linked down in the description. All right. And I have yet to decide if I'm going to use my whiteboard here. All right. So the Georgia Credit Repair Trade Association put out an article on January 12th, 2021, explaining the reasons behind Georgia banning credit repair for its residents. At its core, the premise was to protect consumers from scamming companies, but it resulted in consumers in desperate need not being able to obtain credit repair services from reputable companies, right? So basically, and you've been hearing me in other videos, if you subscribe to my channel, say that, hey, you know what, we're going to be talking about the Georgia experiment. And unfortunately, the Georgia experiment failed. And the Georgia experiment is where, just like I said, Georgia banned credit repair unless it's through an attorney or nonprofit to protect its residents from scamming credit repair companies. But again, that means that if you need help and you don't want to do it yourself, you have nowhere else to go other than to go to these 2 avenues, right? And it means that you can't go to a reputable company, one that's actually legitimately going to dispute the negative items and give you the copies of the disputes and not take your money and not make you become a statistic, right? So it obviously failed. And again, if you're just, you know, maybe hopping into this video at this point for whatever reason, if you're curious if Georgia is the only state that blacklists credit repair, the answer is yes. Yes, credit repair is banned by only Georgia. But that doesn't mean that if you take a closer look in other places that you're not going to see this black cloud, right? So, you know, and it kind of makes like a moral dilemma, right? Because, you know, as a service provider, you're trying to do credit repair for a living. In other words, you gotta, you know, you need a merchant account, you need to do all these other things. But in order to get it, you have to like literally jump through all of these hoops, right? Because there's such a black cloud on credit repair. And I'm going to show you a couple of things that actually proves my point. And again, you can go search this stuff for yourself. All I got to do is Google it, right? So for example, I go to Western Union and they say, well, you got to make a minimum of $3 million a year. You go to SpeedPay and you have to have a minimum of 50,000 transactions per month. Like, what, dude? I'm a one-person business. Obviously, I don't do that type of money. I mean, hey, I wish I did, but you know what? Blue collar here, all right? So, and this is another reason of me doing this video, because being in this field, just imagine, are you trying to help people, and except for except for them living in the state of Georgia, they meet all the other criteria, right? They have, their late payments, and they have charge-offs, and they have collections, and they've got all this other stuff. But just the fact that they live in Georgia means that it doesn't matter if you have inaccuracies and violations and all this other stuff. They live in Georgia, you cannot help them, right? So it kind of sucks for someone in my position, because like, hey, dude, I really want to help you, but I mean, the laws are laws. Like, what do you want me to do about it, right? So, no matter how frustrating this is or what someone says, you can't let that stop you. And that is the main principle, the main reason for making this video. All you have to know is where to go to get this done. I don't take what other people say about credit repair, or I don't take the way that companies look at credit repair, to heart, right? I know that what I'm doing is changing lives. I know that what I'm doing is helping people get better and become better, in society and as a community and all that kind of stuff. So I don't take those things and make it like, it's personal or anything. But if you don't know what to do, you're obviously you're just going to hit all of these roadblocks, and that's not right. That's not right if you have no idea what you're up against, right? So they make your right to dispute shady, or like, and this is your due process. It's your due process to find these inaccuracies and to dispute them. It's your due process to get a response from the bureaus. It's your due process to be heard and to get these things off your credit report. But if you're hitting a roadblock every single time that you're trying to go get help, I mean, what are you supposed to do? Well, I have an answer to that, but I want for you to watch this entire video, all right? So, a lot of the stories that I actually hear from not my clients, but people who want to become my clients, include going to someone else and not having known that they were even supposed to not get services by them. They weren't told that it's illegal to do credit repair in the state of Georgia. They weren't told that their only options are to do it themselves or to find a nonprofit or an attorney. They weren't told these things. And because of that, guess what? When you go and you get swindled by these companies, you weren't supposed to have gone to them in the first place. So guess whose fault that is? It's your fault. And when you go to try to get your money back or whatever, they're not going to listen to you. They don't care, because what you did was illegal to begin with, right? So you're giving up your rights by doing something illegal. So, I mean, is it a defense to say, hey, well, I didn't know it was illegal? No, it's not. It's never a defense. And people are people. So in the same way that not every client gets signed by me, because that's why we do my booking process, right? For, suitability and all of that. I don't just want to toss you guys to the wolves, right? So, I show other options. Well, even though you live in Georgia, these are the things that you can do. Let me send you an email. Here's a couple of links, and, have a great day, right? I mean, I would want someone to tell me that if I'm on my way to New York City and there's dolphins swimming on the freeway, as funny as that sounds, I'd want a heads up, right? So, again, I challenge you to fact check what I'm about to show you, and don't just take it as gospel. Nobody should. You need to do your own research on top of what I've already given you and what I'm going to give you, so that you are like 100,000% positive. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. So if you look at two of the biggest payment processors available in the US, you'll see that they can't be used for credit repair. And this can be seen anywhere, but I'm only using these two as an example. If you go to the acceptable use policy, you're going to find that credit repair is right next to Mary Jane and porn. Yes, you heard me, porn, okay? In fact, you need a very specific payment processor to accept payments for credit repair. And, we have to be like audited, you have to go through an investigation, and they need to know that you're actually legit so that you can accept payments for credit and debit, right? And this is because there's a huge high risk label associated with accepting debit and credit payments from consumers known not to pay on time. I mean, call it what it is, right? So the actual law, and this is where I'm going to pull up on the screen, the actual law that bans credit repair in Georgia can be found under the Georgia Code Title 16, Crimes and Offenses, Chapter 9, Forgery and Fraudulent Practices, Article 4. I'm not going to go over this entire thing, but as you can see on your screen right now, as I said, I'm going to do this in post-production, it shows you what a credit repair organization means, and credit repair services organization does not include. And the important part here that I've highlighted in my notes is that a person commits the offense of operating a credit repair services organization when he or she owns, operates, or is affiliated with credit repair services organization, and any person who commits the offense of operating a credit repair services organization shall be guilty of a misdemeanor. And yes, this is printable offense. This is an actual criminal offense. This is a misdemeanor, okay? Operation of a credit repair services organization is an offense for which charged with a violation are fingerprinted. So what does this mean? In a nutshell, it's illegal to perform credit repair services in the state of Georgia unless done by yourself or an attorney or a nonprofit, and that's just the end of the story, right? So now let's talk about what you can do. So what do you do if you do live in the state of Georgia? You don't want to go to an attorney, or you don't want to go to a nonprofit, right? What do you do? Well, like I said, you have a couple of different options, okay? And now I can't speak for anybody other than myself. I can't speak for any services other than mine, but I've put something together specifically and only for residents of Georgia who want to fix their own credit and fix it the right way. Fixing it the right way means using factual disputes. Fixing it the right way means using the actual information taken directly off your credit report, reported by the bureaus, the creditors, and the collectors, right? And it also means actually having a roadmap, a blueprint, and an action plan that's going to result in deletions or corrections, okay? So I'm going to give you a couple of links, and they are going to be down in the description, right, of this video, that are going to help you fix your own credit, and like I said, the right way. And now, if you don't live in Georgia and you want do-it-yourself, type of stuff, this is probably not going to be the package for you because it is specifically for residents of Georgia, right? So you're going to go down in the description. There's going to be a link for you to access different, there's going to be video notes, right? So we're going to have video notes. I'm also going to give you a bunch of different resources for removing collections, charge-offs, bankruptcy, inquiries, late payments, and because I am writing sideways, it looks a little bit crazy. Late payments, repos, and a couple of other things that kind of fit into this, all right? There's also going to be a couple of links for you to access different software or different apps if you wanted to go that route instead of just trying to, use paper or whatever. And I'm going to, like I said, give you a roadmap. So you're going to have a full roadmap. You're going to have an action plan, or ability to create an action plan. And I'm going to give you resources so that you can learn how to do this yourself without going to anybody else for anything, so that you can save yourself from getting scammed. All right. Now, while I didn't really have to write this stuff on the board, I just felt like I needed to. So if you live in the state of Georgia and you don't want to get in trouble, you don't want to get scammed, you want to remove your negative items from your credit report, and you want to do it the right way, and you want them to be permanent, go right now down in the description after you smash the like on this video and share it with someone, and subscribe if you haven't done so. And you're going to be able to learn how to do this the right way. And I've made this specifically for you. All right. So don't let what other people say pull you down. Don't let what the bureaus say stop you. Don't let what the creditors say stop you. Don't let all this negativity on credit repair being banned from Georgia stop you. The only person that can stop you from getting your results and fixing your credit and not being a statistic of Georgia is you, right? You need to take control of your situation to fix your credit, to get the score that you want, to get the mortgage that you want, to get your kids into the better schools, to get the personal loans, the business loans, and move on with your life, all right? So if you have questions, please post it down in the comments on this video, and I will explain any sort of question that you have specifically about the content that we went over today, all right? So I hope that this clarified why I've had to, probably personally to a lot of people who are going to watch this video, why I've specifically, personally had to say no to you. It's not because I wanted to. It's not because of anything other than the fact that legally I cannot help you by doing it for you, but I can point you in the right direction, all right? So I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you heed my words. I hope these red flags are now going off in your brain. Oh my God, I didn't know. Oh, well, that's why she said, oh, now it makes sense why. All of that, push it to the side, take control of your situation, fix your own credit, and move on with your life. And once you do that, come and comment on one of my videos and let me know that, what we did together this way worked and that you got where you needed to be, all right? Just like, thousands of other people have done. So I hope you have a great day, and I will see you later. I'm going to go back to my client files now. Bye.